What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Methos Kushranada from the channel Frost and Fists, and welcome to this Space Wolf Wednesday. So this week what I have for you, this Space Wolf Wednesday relates to last week's episode of Space Wolf Wednesday. So in my battle with Will, I told you that I really like my current list. That's a mix of AdMech and Space Wolves, and I want to keep that list around for a little while. Maybe even until the new codex comes out. But there was a little tweaking. I said there was one unit I wanted to replace, and that was the Primaris Lieutenant. Obviously, with Dreadnoughts moving, with the Iron Priest on Thunderwolf moving, the Primaris Lieutenant did a good job, but had a hard time keeping up with the other Space Wolf forces and staying close enough to where his bubble, his aura, would benefit the other Space Wolves. So I needed something similar, something that would do that same job but better. And if I'm frank, you know, something that could actually do a little something in its own right. I mean, I'm sure if, you know, I got my Primaris Lieutenant into combat, that Power Sword would probably kill something, but there's probably something that could do it a little better. And after talking about it with Shroud, then the answer seems simple. For a similar amount of points, maybe dropping just a couple of things and tweaking my list a little bit on the AdMech side, I was able to take a Wolfguard Battle Leader on bike with a Krakenbone Sword. And that is exactly what I've done this week. In fact, I was so well motivated, I came straight home from that game, buzzing on my high with Will's game, Shroud's game, and really buzzed about how great the game was and how the army performed. And I was like, just that one little tweak would make it so much better. And I decided to come home, straight home, and work on that. And I happen to have things set aside to do that. I had a couple Outriders that I ordered way back when. And I've always wanted to do you know, some Outrider bikes ever since I worked on them for Shroud and his Night Lord's army. And so that's what led me to order them a while back, and I never did anything with them. But I sure was motivated to do something with them this week. And so this week I have cranked out that Battle Leader on bike. And I even did some magnetizing, because I said one day I'm not going to have the points, or I'm not going to have a situation where I want to give him, you know, a Krakenbone Sword. Maybe later on I'll need to give him a Thunder Hammer to try and hunt some vehicles, or maybe I'll need to give him a Chainsword to save on some points, or, you know, I just like magnetizing options, to be honest with you. I want a variety of cool weapons, but, you know, there was some logic there. And then on top of that, I decided to make the magnetizing I did on this Wolfguard Battle Leader compatible with all the weapon option arms that I have for my Thunderwolf Cavalry. So some of the Power Swords or Frost Swords that I have on my Cavalry I can pop on this Battle Leader. Or I painted up a Power Lance that I converted for one of my Thunderwolves, using it from some fantasy sprue I bought at a Brits Bazaar, but I ran it for as a Power Lance as a while, and eventually I started running it as a Frost Sword. But it looks cool on a Thunderwolf model, and I think it'll look cool on this bike model as well. So anyways, I'm really excited about this. Like I said, ever since Will and I talked and we had our game, and just thinking about how well a Battle Leader on bike would synergize with that, you know, little elite group on the battlefield with my, you know, my little Space Wolves, with a Bjorn, with a Venerable Dreadnought, and with my Iron Priest. And of course, he still kind of fills the same role as the Lieutenant, you know, allowing me to re-roll wounds. So, I mean, overall, I'm really stoked about how this is going to go in my army. Really stoked how it came out and how he looks. You're going to see some of the conversions I've been talking about doing on my new Space Wolf stuff when I started doing my own Space Wolf stuff again. So you'll see he'll have the, you know, the cybernetic wolf helm. He'll have the shoulder pauldron of the Silver Moon Wolves. So I'm really loving the way he looks. You'll also see a little green stuff, because I used one of my new tools, the Green Stuff World Fur Pelt Maker. You know, it's a little texture plate that you can press green stuff into, and it makes some fur for you out of green stuff. I got a chance to use that, and you'll see that on my biker. It's a little, you know, just like if you were on a bike sitting on your cape, right? The back of it's being sat on, but on the sides of the bike, you can still see where the cloak or the cape is coming down and looking pretty sharp. So I'm actually pretty pleased with the way that came out. This green stuff template did its job, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Oh, and big shout out to Edict Beer 40K, without whom this Krakenbone Sword would not be possible. I mentioned in a chat a while back that I had this idea that I wanted to convert some of the Tyrannid claws into the Krakenbone Sword, and without a hesitation, Edict Beer 40K dropped some of these Tyrannid bits that he had spare and left over into the mail, and that's how I was able to make this Krakenbone Sword. So thank you so much, Edict Beer. Anyways, I've been excited. I'm rambling on about my battle leader on bike, so let's just go take a look at the model and you guys tell me what you think. Ka-chow.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare, but when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight,
By the way, beautiful people, Frost and Fish shirts are now available for sale at thenerdlife.com. If you want to help out a brother in the community, Richard over at the Nerd Life, and get your hands on some Frost and Fist gear, then head over to thenerdlife.com and check this brother out. He's also got other great hobby gear and his own Nerd Life apparel. Check him out.